Hey, what's up, good peoples? What's going on? Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. What's going on? Welcome to episode 60, Laws, Lies, and Liberty. I need you guys to do me a quick favor before I bring my amazing panel on. I need you guys to like, share, and subscribe if you are on YouTube. And if you are on Facebook, please share, 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 share. Remember to tell a friend, tell your mom, your dad, your sneaky link, tell whomever, but just make sure you tell somebody. All right. So without further ado, let me introduce to my amazing panel. All right, let's see who I'm gonna bring on. Let's see. All right, come on. Let me welcome Shay to the show. What's up? What's up? What's going
What's
on?
up? What's going on, Mr. Sexy and Red?
You got on red. What? You was reading my mind or something?
I was peeking through your window.
Okay, I thought that was you. All right, come on. Let's welcome Nate the Great. Come on now. So everybody got on red. What's going on?
What's up, blood?
What's going on, man? You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see who got next. All right, come on, Miss D. Okay, now wait a minute. Is this
Hey,
going on?
y'all.
Are we painting the city red? Is that what we
We
doing?
painting the city red. That's what we doing.
All right, come on, Trey. What's up with you, man? What's going? All right, now this was planned. This had to have been planned.
Yeah, let's go. What up, blood?
What's going on, y'all? Hey, look, are we representing Republicans tonight? Nah, I'm true blue. I just got on red. I'm true blue. Look, last but not least, we got Mr. Doc Glenn. He's been here before, but he want to come join in on a conversation. What's up, Doc Glenn? You ready, man?
What's going on, yeah?
And you got on red too. All right, you ready?
You know,
okay.
I'm a Sigma, but you know.
Okay. You say you can wear red today, huh? All right. Again, what's up, good peoples? Again, we do appreciate you guys for joining in Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time, Eastern Time, 8 p.m. And if you are, what's that specific time? You
struggle every week. You struggle
every week. Yeah, I know. It's like 7, 8, and 5. What's going on?
That's it. 785.
785. Listen, play that in the lottery. If you win, y'all owe me some money. All right, y'all. As always, we're gonna get into it. But before we get into it, I got an icebreaker for y'all. Y'all ready for this? All right. So the topic that I'm going to ask is, if you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you did? I'll go first while y'all think. I think if I got arrested, I think because I drive like a bat out of hell, they would say either you got arrested for speeding or you got road rage and you had a fist fight or a pow match or something. So that's probably something that they would assume that I did because I either speed and I got bad road rage. So that's one thing they would assume. Let's see, Miss D, what would your if you went to jail or got arrested, what would your family and friends assume you did?
They're gonna say I done cussed out one of them parents and beat their ass.
Ooh, okay.
Not Miss D.
That's what they gonna say I did.
All right. Let's see. Glenn, same question for you.
Well, this actually happened to me. Contempt of court. So.
Yeah. Okay. So for the people that don't know what that is, what is that?
Well, it's basically when the judge tell you to shut up, you keep talking. Then it's contempt. So. Yeah, it'll cost you 3 nights. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Or more.
Yeah, 3 nights in the county in the joint.
3 nights but I was in a holding cell. I was 18. I went to the jail to do some paperwork, and I kept talking back and forth to the magistrate. I didn't know the magistrate was a judge.
You found out that day.
I found out that night. So
right.
that's how I learned what a magistrate was. So
okay. What about you, Nate? What would your family assume that you did?
2 things, probably fucking with my cars or protecting one of my family members, whooping somebody ass or pistol whipping them.
Oh wow. Yeah. Dang, Nate.
Okay, Nate.
What about you, Trey?
Honestly, probably the same thing. Protecting one of my family members, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you with me, you plug. So my people, I hold you down.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now, what about you, Shay? If you call somebody and say, "Hey, I'm in jail," what would your family and friends think that you did? Because we know you ain't hollering at no kids.
You ain't spank nobody.
Protecting my baby.
Right.
Somebody that did something to him, and I'm gonna nut the hell up and beat them up. Probably killed them. Who knows?
Oh God, y'all
Yeah.
strange with this killing and beating and stuff.
Mama bear.
Y'all started dying and killing people and pistol whipping and man, who am I talking
I
to?
know. And then cussing out the judge. So when you go
I
to
know,
jail,
right. And you done cussed out the magistrate. Just...
I ain't cussed the judge out, but he was, old man. He kept telling me to stop, and I, and then finally he told the bailiff to
cuff him.
Let him sit down for 72 hours.
Yeah. Told the bailiff take him upstairs.
3 days is a little excessive though.
Man, that's what I'm saying. You see me say
At
3 days.
18.
I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
18, that's too excessive.
Mm-hmm.
He gave me that resurrection treatment.
Right.
But you didn't go to the county or nothing. You just was in a holding cell.
Oh no, I was in the holding cell at the county.
I took you to the county.
Yeah, he didn't have to take me nowhere. His office, the jail was upstairs.
Oh, you already in?
He told him to take me upstairs.
So the weird thing about Texas, where like Michigan, if you do something, you go to that precinct. You stay at the precinct for a couple of days. In Texas, you automatically go to the county after a couple hours. You automatically go to the county.
That's Chicago.
That's crazy though.
Yeah,
oh, that's
go
to Chicago
after so long.
Okay, no, after a couple hours, you go into the county. Like there ain't no overnight at the precinct.
Yeah,
they don't do that. Michigan, they do, but Texas.
Yeah, Texas and North Carolina the same way.
You're going straight to the county. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they got one bus that leave. If you're there at a certain time, that bus hit all the precincts and collect everybody. If you get there after the bus gone, then you get to stay at the precinct. But if you're there when that bus comes, your ass going to 26 in California.
Oh wow, that's crazy! Wow. All right, y'all. So we talking about laws, lies, and liberty, right? So I mean, hey, January has seemed like it's been forever, right? It seemed like it's more days in January than it is 31. I mean, so much has happened. Of course, as you know, the current president has signed so many different executive orders that will impact us all in some capacity. If it doesn't impact us directly, indirectly it impact us because we probably know somebody who it will impact. So let me just get to like the first topic at hand. The DEI. So in case if people don't know what the DEI was for, the DEI stated that basically it forced companies to say, hey, you have to hire other nationalities or certain genders. So it may say, hey, you have to hire African American male or female or Asian or someone identify with LGBT, disabled. Mm-hmm. Now companies you can be qualified, and now it's really going to really be hard to get a job because now it's not about your talent or about your education. Now it's about if they like you or not, because they don't have any rules stating that, oh, I need an African American male or I need a African American female or I need this person. And of course, Target was one of the first ones that came out and said they are getting away with it. One, before we actually talk about Target itself, how do you guys feel about the DEI and the dismantling of that? Who want to go first?
I personally
go ahead. Okay.
Trying to find the words to say it. I don't see too much of what DEI has done.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest.
Mm-hmm.
DEI came about in 2020 after George Floyd, the aftermath of that. So many companies signed on because the killing was so egregious, right? We have never seen a person slowly murdered 9 minutes and some seconds, telling an officer, I can't breathe, and still Derek Chauvin still put his knee further on his neck, killing him. And so when people saw how egregious that was, companies responded. Target, headquartered in Minneapolis, where the murder took place, they jumped on the bandwagon, and it slowly but surely through the years is falling apart. And so, but I don't see the fruit of it, other than, you know, I just don't see the full fruit of what it could be. And I'll let me say, for the school system, right? They set up DEI offices, but then they told the DEI officers, you can't say the word racism. So how are you getting ready to tackle what the issue is if you can't even say the issue?
Mm-hmm.
So it was just, and a lot of people will tell you that were in those positions, they were in those positions, but they felt like they had no power to effect real change in the organizations.
I
Okay.
agree with him. I feel like a lot of these companies hopped on that bandwagon because it was at the time, you know, it's a propaganda behind it. I think a lot of people figure if they're going to hop on that bandwagon, they're doing something for minorities, which means minorities could be anybody that's not white. They can hop on the bandwagon that's going to increase their portfolios for sales and all kind of other things, and just make them look at it a little bit different, so more people will want to invest in their companies. You know, if you want to take it one step further, I go back, I was talking to someone today at work about the Black Lives Matter. Since that started back, I think in 2015, when Mike Brown Jr. got killed here in St. Louis, and it turned into a corporate situation to where they weren't really doing nothing to promote Black Lives Matter. They didn't really do anything. It was just at the time of saying, and they're not in the streets handing out food in these neighborhoods or doing anything like that. So I kind of feel like they just kind of jumped on the bandwagon at the time.
My perspective, and maybe the field that I'm in, I feel like it did help. I feel like I've never worked, even like my last company. It's not a lot of black men in IT, so I feel like I'm always like the minority. However, I've never seen a very diverse department like like the one that I previously worked in, and actually the one I'm in now. And I remember sitting in on a couple interviews, and I had wanted this lady. I thought this lady was great, and it was like, well, we can't really do that because she has to be. We need to get somebody of this, and I'm like, So I mean, in some cases, it did work, which was good because it diversified, right? Now, was it probably politics in it? Yeah, but I know from what I've seen, it worked. What about you, Trey? What's your perspective?
I just listened to Glenn and Nate, so I didn't really dive into the whole DEI.
Yeah.
From what I know, I mean, like Glenn said, does it really help? I mean, it goes back to the whole saying, it's not what you know. Most of the time, it's always who you know.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of those jobs are given to I mean, if you know somebody, you probably can get the job, but I mean, I don't know that it actually served a lot of people. I mean, from just the last little thing I looked at, it said majority the DEI was mainly helping women. I guess these companies wasn't hiring women, like you just said. So it was more of a, hiring women and things of that nature. But I'm not sure how much. I mean, what it really did. Like, what's really by them taking away DEI. What does that mean? That these companies just can hire whoever they want anyway?
So I got a question to ask. What's the difference between that and affirmative action?
Right.
The affirmative action has something to deal with like schools. It's schools. So like, and I'll let Glenn.
I thought it was job related too.
I thought it was jobs. Okay.
I thought it was job related too.
I thought it was more schools.
It kind of was multifaceted, but it was really mostly spoken about with schools. DEI, here's the thing. If you're serious about diversity, equity, and inclusion, this is what I would say to any congressman or congresswoman or any president. If you're serious about it, don't give me ideas. DEI was an idea. Pass legislation, right? Pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, right? That lets me know that you're serious about it. This was not legislation, and this is why he could easily, with the stroke of a pen, through executive order, he could easily dismantle it in the federal government because he could not dismantle what was lawful.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells me the people were not serious about in 4 years. We're talking 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna make some people mad. President Biden won some months after George Floyd died, was murdered. And in those 4 years, he did pass some legislation codifying marriage, same-sex marriage. He did some inclusivity. But DEI, as far as race was concerned, they did pass an Asian hate bill.
Yeah.
But ain't no African American hate bill. It ain't.
So did they ever pass the George Floyd bill? Did they ever get that?
No, they didn't pass that. That's why I say you can tell when people are serious about something because they didn't pass
because they'll make it a law.
Right. Because it's not law.
Yeah.
Again, all that stuff is a propaganda, man.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And Costco said they were not getting rid of DEI, but listen to why they said they weren't getting rid of DEI. Not because they felt like it was the right thing to do. They said it was good for sales.
Because guess what? People gonna stop going from Walmart and go to Costco because of this right here, and that's what they mean by that.
That's what they do.
Reduce their sales by 20-30%.
We're gonna jump on that too. I want to hear Miss D and Shay's perspective on the whole DEI stuff before we jump in that, because that's gonna probably take a minute. Because everybody's saying, "Don't go here, boycott this."
Yeah.
But where do we go? So, what's your perspective on the DEI, Shay?
I feel like ultimately, even when you had the DEI, people still interviewed and hired who they wanted. I was a part of the hiring panel, and it was times we chose not to hire certain people for certain reasons. I mean, that's just being honest. So I feel, as far as I heard somebody tell me, "Oh, don't shop at," I forgot what store it was. And I'm like, dude, at the end of the day, this was existing way before now, and it's going to exist way after us. I can't just stop shopping everywhere. Like, I'm not going to have anywhere to shop. So the reality is, you don't know if your doctor is racist. You don't know if the damn bank that you bank at is racist. You don't know if the beauty supply, the barbershop you go in. You just don't know. The owners of Chrysler, Ford, GM. I had people mad at me saying, "Oh, you bought a Tesla and he don't even like y'all." Well, I'm sorry. Do you know the Ford CEO? Do you know the Chrysler CEO? Do you know the Cadillac CEO? Like, you don't know who likes what. And I don't really know why. I don't know. I don't want to seem like I'm insensitive to it and it doesn't mean anything to me, because I think that is very important. But I also want to bring to the forefront, at the end of the day, it's a million places out here that we shop at. It's our own people that don't like us. It gets way deeper than that. So I just try to, surface it.
Okay. What's your perspective, Miss D, on the whole DEI stuff?
At the end of the day, we as humans, we're gonna do what we want and how we want to do it. And that's just the bottom line of everything.
Okay. Now, in terms of shopping and the Targets and stuff, now, again, I'm a big Myers person, but of course we don't have Myers here. We don't have Myers. I never was a Target person. And like in my area, we only have a Walmart. The next Target from me is about maybe, I don't know, 15 miles. Costco, Sam's Club, about the same thing. And you guys know Sam's Club is a part of Walmart. It's the same.
Yes.
Yeah, they're the same people.
Right.
So to Sharon's point, if we start again, we don't know who's racist, right?
No.
And our people are so quick to say boycott this, boycott that, which I agree. But my thing is, Gucci came out with a monkey shirt. They even said certain things about, having certain people in their stores, but we run to Gucci, right? I think as a people, we don't come together and say, let's do this. We pick and choose a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you said, let's cancel Target, but you still you taking your check and your stimulus money, and it's mind you, this COVID, everybody's standing in a Gucci line. You can't even go nowhere. So why in the hell are you standing in this Gucci line paying $1,500 for a pair of shoes and your income doesn't even match that?
But you have people who buy Jordans. Boycott that. Boycott the liquor store. Okay, boycott the damn unemployment office and take your ass to work and stop selling drugs. Boycott the hood. Boycott the gun store. Boycott all the stuff that's damaging our damn community. While we talking about boycotting some stuff, let's start in our own house. That's like you trying to tell the neighbor to clean up their house and your house ain't clean. Like we got to start in our own community. We got to start with our own issues that's prohibiting us as a community from growing. It's so much bigger than Target. It's so much bigger than Gucci. It's about getting in our hood, and we only react to white on black crime, but we don't react to black on black crime. We react to all these different things, but we have drug dealers that's in our communities, that's next door to us, that sell drugs to us, to our kids, to our all over. It's so much more in our communities that we need to worry about and tackle before we start talking about other things. But that's just my point. That's just what you said.
I agree with you 150%. You know, another thing that kills me, especially in the black community, right? Oh man, don't do this, don't do that. But like, we so hypocrite. We listen to what everybody else did before doing our homework, right? Mm-hmm. All this shit is made overseas and brought into these stores. And I tell you this, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna shop wearing the fuck I want to.
Absolutely.
You know, but you know, this is another thing I know, especially here in St. Louis, right? You go down the city, every store or every corner store is owned by an Arabian or some foreign person, right? Mm-hmm. And if I was to open up that same store across the street, they go, brother man, go come in there talking about my prices.
Can I get a deal? Yeah. I see it firsthand. Nate. Like,
so my thing is, before we want to start boycotting, ask yourself, let's do the homework behind it. You know, I go to Target, and I go to Target. I like Target, right? Some things I don't want to get out of Target. I want to go to Walmart. Until I hear a CEO saying, I don't like this, I don't like that, I can't go off what some propaganda on the fucking media says. Because I earn my dollars and I should be able to spend it wherever I want to.
Yeah. If you hear the CEO or not, don't change nothing. Because Tommy Hilfiger came out and said, I don't make clothes for black people.
For black people.
He came back on and said that was made up, that he did not say that. Because they said Tommy killed niggas. And he said that was not yes, that's what that's supposed to mean. That heel figure, and you take the HIL out and put an N in. They made up this whole, allegedly. But he did come on.
That's definitely propaganda.
He did come on and say that was made up by one of his competitors that was trying to damage his sales.
And it did.
And it's possible, yes, and it did. And it's possible that could have happened. However, it is possible that he could have actually said that. You know, my thing is, again, some of us, not all, even in our communities, when we move to like urban area, not urban, but like suburban areas, and then another black person move in, what do we say? What do most of us say?
There goes the neighborhood.
We say it about our own damn people.
We are worst enemies, Shay.
It's crazy.
We are our worst enemies.
I'm only
we are
on my street in my subdivision.
We are our worst enemies, for sure.
Yeah, I don't have any intention of stop. Target is my favorite store. Right?
Yep.
I'm not going to stop going to Target, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm not going to stop going to Target. One of the hairs of the Target Corporation is the former governor of Minnesota, right? Their family has contributed a lot to a lot of great causes. But at some point, you got to make business decisions and not emotional decisions.
Thank you.
And so people have to understand this is a business. And so I'm going to be honest with you. If after a while, if DEI, if you got to cut it out because you're paying money for it and it ain't no backing behind it. Right, I got to cut costs because, you know, recession, it could be around the corner. And there's some things sometimes that they know that that we find out later on,
Right.
but it's not feasible to keep putting millions into an initiative, and then I get Tab, uh, she got up there and said, "Don't boycott," but I think people have to realize, and I have a great amount of respect for Tabitha, but people got to also understand she's trying to save a brand. She's telling y'all, look, go buy my stuff so they don't cut me, because now it ain't about
she's gonna lose
no more. It's about do re mi.
And Black, I think as a people, we don't know the power. Like, we are one of the biggest shopping consumers there is. When you look at the statistics or the tallies and margins of who spent money for like Black Friday and it's us. One thing we're gonna do, we're gonna spend some money to look good. So we spend a lot of money on clothes and hair and makeup and whatever else it is, because that's what I don't know. I think we do it because, growing up, I think our relatives before us couldn't do that, right? And I guess it's almost like a sign of or I got it, right? I can wear this, or I can drive this.
And I disagree.
Why you disagree?
Because I think that there's always a story behind why we want something nice, besides the fact I want something nice. I'm not proving shit to Sally, Michael. I don't give a shit that his white ass got a big house. I want a big house because I want a big house. I'm not trying to prove anything. And it's
say
always
that shit again, Shay. Say that shit again.
Or us, it's always a reason. Oh, you trying to act like you got it all, or you trying? No, I like Gucci. I want to wear it because I like it.
Yeah, but that's you. But that's you. But that's you. But a lot of the masses of the people like to buy stuff because it's trend. And some people go broke.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, there you go. A lot of people go broke trying to keep up with that stuff. No, that's a lot of that.
Small portion of it.
No, I believe it's a lot. It's definitely a big
portion of it. I think, again, it's us, Black people. We always deflect what we think somebody's doing, and we're worried about somebody else's money. And you stand over here, but you buying Gucci, and you got this on, but you doing this, and we don't worry about ourselves. Like, there's many Black people that are successful and wealthy enough to buy Gucci, Fendi, Prada, Burberry, whatever hell they want to wear, but we be looking like, oh, they out here trying to be showing, you buying that so you can show the white man you got it. No, they not. They just buying it because they want it. That's it. They like it. They saw it, and that's just that. We don't keep Gucci going.
The only thing
I don't know why people think that.
The only thing I say, and I agree with Shay partially, that is sometimes people do just like nice things, and I will tell you, I know Black people who are the generation before mine, in their 50s and whatnot. And they will tell you that when they were younger, their grandparents, although they were poor, their grandparents did things that planted the seed. They didn't do their hair. They took them to the beauty parlor. That's what they used to call it back in the day. They made them wear nice things. So they grew up getting a taste of that, and they've just continued that. Only thing I say, this is just me, the only thing I would say is that if you're going to do all these things, have life insurance. That way you don't have to go and beg the church.
You gotta have a GoFundMe.
And a GoFundMe. Because if you can wear Gucci, if you can buy Gucci, then when you get
have a $15 a month insurance policy.
Come on now, because all it takes,
I totally agree.
So I just say put some priorities on. You got cavities. You know what I'm saying? You got cavities and your teeth rotten halfway out.
But you're clean though. But you're clean.
But you got Burberry. So those are what I'm saying. Just prioritize. I'm not knocking people that don't have dental insurance or don't. I'm just saying we have to prioritize.
Somebody need to mute
y'all have to.
Yeah. So let's talk about one of the executive decisions that it's not ending right now. It's paused, or I believe that's what is going on. They kind of like it's paused.
It's suspended.
I'm sorry.
It's suspended.
Suspended, yeah. ending student loan programs.
I read on that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, mate. Go ahead, Nate.
It's I was kind of what we talked about earlier with Trey said.
Mhm.
He suspended to dig deeper into it to see where the actual funds were going, because a lot of them funds over the last legislation was getting misused.
Right. So it
So
ain't.
he didn't.
So people
The
that say
way the
he's
way it
running
came
the
out in the
country.
media said he stopped it, but he
Right. He's
didn't. He
running the country as a
suspended it.
business,
Right.
and they're not used to that. So you dishing out $3 trillion every month. You need to know who's getting part of this money. So right now he paused it, closed the books, had them look at it, then things be back to where they was.
Says the criminal.
Who the criminal?
Well, here's the thing.
Not you,
That's
baby. Him.
No, I'm Trump the criminal. I mean,
Says the
is he
criminal.
really a criminal?
Hey, I just want to say something right quick. I just want to say something. This how I feel for real, right? All this shit that's going on shouldn't stop nobody's hustle and stop them from taking care of their family, because forever, as I remember, as black people or people under middle class, we gotta get out the mud anyway. So all this shit that's going on, we done struggle way more than this shit that's going on right now that's been brought to the forefront. So if you got any hustling skills in you, keep doing what you're doing and taking care of your family. Don't let this be a distraction to fall you off of some bullshit. That's all I'm gonna say.
so about the student loan plan, and see that's the student loans was not canceled.
No.
And when I say cancel, the disbursement of student loans was not. He didn't do that. The federal funding that he decided to try to put a pause on was not student loans.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I done said okay. All right. Okay. So
That's what you said earlier, Trey.
that was
Yeah, I know, right.
yeah. That because that's already in law.
But I think the misconception. But if you, and I don't know if you guys have read it, Project 2025, which he stated he didn't know anything about. If you look at that, a lot of the stuff that's in there is what he's slowly trying to implement. So when y'all say he's not getting rid of disbursements, then what is he getting rid of? So explain that to me, because there's some confusion. If he's not getting rid of, what is he's pausing? Because disbursements is that disbursement. If you're going to suspend something, you're going to suspend it across the board. You're not going to suspend nothing partially. In order to figure out where money is being allocated, you want to suspend everything.
I think he's saying
kind of look at it
it's
where
not indefinite. It's just temporarily.
Yeah,
and
I
then
know.
it'll, start back up. So it's like I need to balance my books. It's just like a checking account. Let's pause. No more spending out of this account. Let's balance our books. Let's see where everything's going. And then at this point, once we, digest where we are, make sure money's allocated to the right, respective areas, then we can pick back up where we left off at. Is what I think he's trying to do.
So let me ask you guys this. So if a new student right now want to get enrolled in college and they want to take out a student loan, because again, we're supposed to be helping and educating people, because a lot of people don't know. Can they take out of a loan, or is that suspended?
I can tell you, I just did.
You can still take out a student loan.
Okay. Yes, for my last class. Yes.
Okay. So everybody, if you're listening, if you think about school, if you got a kid or family member friend in school, you can currently still take out a student loan if needed.
And then too, the people have to be informed. The people have to be
right. That problem.
Executive actions and executive orders do not override laws. They don't override. So whatever Joe Biden, Ronald Reagan, God rest his soul, and whoever else have written into law, the only way he can do something away with that is it has to be repealed back through Congress. So an executive action, as a matter of fact, the memo he put out yesterday about halting, while he reviews this, a federal judge said,
yeah, I've seen that.
Okay, so because you can't halt something that Congress has already approved and has been signed into law by the president. And that's when you have people that believe that they are kings
Mhm.
and that they have their own kingdom. He must have thought that he was in England and his name was Charles. But we don't have that here in the United. So it and I'm not, please don't take this the wrong way. I look at our people and I just shake my head. They believe anything that's on Facebook.
Man,
And
everything.
they start buying up toilet paper. Oh, and I'm just
I still don't understand the toilet paper thing, but you know, who am I?
What about the future of Medicaid? Because one of the things I heard, it was a news anchor stating, Medicare, is still going to be there. There's nothing, but a lot of people have concerns or things about Medicaid. What are you guys' perspective on that? The future of Medicaid, because a lot of people have Medicare. In case you don't know, Medicare pays 80%. Most people get Medicaid to cover the other half, the other 20% that is left from Medicare. But if you cut out Medicaid, and of course Medicaid, and is a health insurance, and it goes off it's income based. Some Medicaid programs you may have to pay as low as $5. You have to pay something, but it helps people where they can see a doctor, they can get services done. What do you guys think about the future of Medicaid? Do you guys think that will be potentially dismantled or no?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
It's too important. Like it's something that's a necessity, and I just don't think that he is going to do away with it. However, I would like to see him make some adjustments on these food stamps, the eligibility of them, how long you're allowed to be on them. And once you exhaust your whatever, you exhaust it. Now, the school food and things like that, that's totally different. But I'm talking about people who misuse it and abuse it and have 4 and 5 kids and they sitting at home on TikTok all day. Yep. I'm at work working hard. They get to go to the store with $1,300, buy up all the steaks and the shrimp and the lobster, and you still just having 100 babies and nothing else is happening. Now, it's not for the people who actually need it, but I definitely think that there should be a 5-year cap off, and after 5 years you off of it. You can't get no more assistance. Now, can your kids get food until they get out of high school? Absolutely. But as far as you getting food to feed them at home, absolutely not, because half of them sell it for money or they don't use it for the right things. So I just think that we are handicapping a lot of people, and I'm not talking about just us, because the thought is that we the only ones that get food stamps.
And that's not true.
That's a lie.
I'm like, at the end of the day, I just found out the food stamps in Section 8 was actually created for white women when their husbands went to war and they died. Yeah. So I didn't even know that. So it's like, it's such a big deal. And I think that the system for food stamps in Section 8 and all that is abused so bad that it definitely needs to be looked at and refocused. That's my
I definitely agree with you, Shay. I've been saying that for years. People are like, why you say? Because I know personally people who abuse the system too. I know it's funny now though, but I know someone that was a doctor that lived in the projects, but altered their paperwork, so they were still only paying $100 for rent, but they had the brand new Jaguar outside, 2 and 3 of them, making almost $200,000 a year, but still paying $100 for rent. So I'm like, you have enough money to pay regular rent, buy you a house, and allow somebody else that position that actually need it. So I too agree. 5 years, maybe 10, because some people it's just.
Yeah, yeah.
You say 10 too long? 10 too long?
10 is too much, man.
10. Or do it in increments. You can do it in 5-year increments. Like, hey, after 5-year review, then you have to go.
Well, you go Section 8. You can pass it down to your kids. That Section 8 lasts forever.
I know that ain't right, though.
But so okay, so go ahead, Nate. What do you?
This the thing. This is how I feel about the whole Section 8 thing for anybody that's on it. it's got to be a restriction. It's got to be a timeline to where you want to better yourself and empower yourself to do better.
Period.
You know, you got I know generations of people that's been on Section 8 all their fucking life, paying
Yeah.
$6, $7 in rent. And what have you done? So you brought a generation of babies that you had to have generations of babies that's doing the same motherfucking thing. And I'm tired of my fucking tax dollars going to pay for these motherfuckers who don't want to get off their fucking ass and do shit, you know. And I'm tired of this shit. It ain't about a race. It's about in general. I always want to say what somebody else is doing, but you're not doing shit. These motherfuckers selling their ass. Go to the grocery store and got nothing but fucking junk food for little Tyler in their fucking carts. Badass kids, name brand fucking everything. I'm sick of this motherfucking shit.
Nate, and it's
The
crazy.
thing
You
said,
say
I'm all
that.
for this shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. You said that. We in the barbershop, and a young lady in there talking. We talking our story, and she telling the beautician about how she's not going to take a job because it makes too much money, and they're going to take away her food stamps.
Boom. And that's why it needs to be 5
So
years.
you gotta
5 years
limit
too much,
yourself, and instead of doing what you can. I mean, they offer her a job, and she was like, "Yeah, I can get this job, but if I take it, I'm gonna have to pay regular rent." And they giving you enough money to pay regular rent.
I don't understand
The fact that they allowed a system to hold them down for so long is crazy.
What you say,
I
Miss
don't
D?
understand. I don't even understand why people even want to stay on it for a long amount of time. I was on it
Because
and
it
I
was
determined.
available.
No, I was determined to get off of it. I don't want people all in my business. You got to know my every move. You want my bank account statement. That's too much. I used it as a stepping stone until I got my degree and was able to get out here and get it on my own. And that's exactly what I did.
And I guarantee you, if we cut it down to 5 years and that's all you get, all these babies that's flying around that we gotta, you see running around and all in the hood and everywhere else, it wouldn't happen. Because if I know that if I got 5 kids and I cap off after 5 years and I gotta get a job, I ain't finna have all these kids. I'm not gonna do it. If I know that I got little John and he won, and by the time John get 5, they said I gotta pay rent and I gotta buy food. And I know little John daddy ain't shit. And I know if I have another baby, that daddy probably ain't gonna be shit. So I'm not gonna have no kids.
Don't do the black man like that.
So you know,
Protect
the
the
only
black
thing I would
man.
say, if you're gonna be on Section 8, should be some striping to where, okay, I don't agree with 5 years, but let's say in 5 years, as a woman, 9 times out
It's
of
just
10,
a review. It's just a review. The 5 years will be
it's
just
a review. Okay, let's say you get free daycare, you getting free rental, you getting rentals assistance, you getting food. That's enough time for you to go hop into college and learn some fucking trade. So at 5 years, you come out, you could be a nurse. Shit, you could do a whole lot of stuff in 5
You can do a
years.
whole lot
And
of
that's
shit in
how
Why
5
do y'all
people
years.
feel
pay for
like
their
5
education.
years is bad? Why do y'all feel like 5?
Well,
Tell
5
me
years is
why
good.
I'm gonna
you
be
feel
honest
bad.
with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think 5 years is bad at all.
No,
I
right, that's
think
good. I think that's good.
For you to make up, you think about it. When you graduate from high school, you 17, 18, 19, right?
Yeah.
And guess what? By the time you get 22, 23, guess what our parents expected us to do?
Get out the house.
Either you were going to be out the house, you were going to be working somewhere, you were going to be doing something productive, but you was not about to, at least in my parents' house, it was you going in the military, what you going to do? What's up? What
That's
we
me.
doing?
Hey, that's why I'm on my kids right now. What we doing? What's the next step?
What's the next steps? Because at some point in time, you have to let people know that this is not a cow that you can milk to death. You have to buy it. And so I agree. And I'm not going to call because the relative is very close to me. But and if she look at it, but anyway, but I have a relative that have received government assistance for years. And so it's not even a thing about you should want better for yourself. Yeah, you should. But in the same breath, Black people need to understand you are beholden to the government when you do that. It ain't nothing but new age slavery.
That's it.
I'll tell you how much money you can make.
Can't have a man in your house.
And can you have a man?
Limit to the people that could be in that house.
Who wants to live like that?
Anytime you can have an open inspection where anybody can walk in there and go in your house and look and see. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then here's the thing. Every 4 years, you sitting somewhere, with your stomach tight in knots because you
They're
trying
scared they're gonna put you off.
yeah, because you scared because you get a Republican that talk this stuff that Donald Trump is talking, and everybody walking around scared. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I found? I picked 5 people, 5, all of them, and I did my own just a little small research study. 5 of them, all of them on some type of assistance. I went and checked their voting record because you can pull it up. Didn't vote.
And that's what I don't understand. People scared about certain things, but they don't vote. And I wonder, like, what's the mindset of that? Like, y'all say y'all want change, or y'all don't want what y'all have taken, but y'all can't go to the polls. Why is that?
Lazy.
Well, you know the biggest thing.
Unconcerned. It's called I don't give a shit. It's called it don't matter to me until it matters to me.
Yeah, you know what I always
It ain't real until your ass is out on the streets. And he said, guess what? Section 8 is done. Food stamps done. That's when it matters, and that's when everybody crying and in the fit and sad, and Medicaid gone and Medicare gone, because the reality is this: it don't hit home until it's at your front door. That's when it matters. So this whole voting thing was a pure joke. It was, and I get it. I swear, if we had somebody else to vote for, I promise you on God, I would not have voted for Kamala. I wouldn't have. I would not have voted for her, but I didn't have nobody else to vote for. So I voted for her by default. But then you have people that said, well, I don't want her and I don't want him. But it's like, dude, you got to take the better half of the worst. You can't just not go with nothing but that. It goes back to all of the different nationalities just not giving a shit, because it wasn't just black people who did not vote. It was everybody chose not to vote.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? The most disheartening thing is the mindset of men, especially our brothers, that feels like, well, I didn't vote for her because she's too emotional. And I heard this guy say, hell, my baby mama is too emotional. So why would I even think I would let? But my thing is, let's call a spade a spade. Men are emotional. That's why we have so many damn crime. The crime rate is high. You know why? Because you acting off emotion. Because somebody did something to you and it's that get back. So you're acting off emotional. So who's more emotional in 2025?
Emotions is a part of life. I don't know why people think that you're not supposed to show emotions. That's a part of life. When you're excited, you're gonna say hip hip hooray. When you're at the Tigers or the football game, when you're at a funeral, you're gonna be sad. When you have your baby, you're gonna be happy. When you sleepy, you're gonna yawn. All that shit is a part of emotions. So
that's being a human being.
It's just it's a natural thing. That's a cop out. That was a cop. I heard many men say that they didn't vote for her because she was emotional. And I said, yet you say Trump isn't emotional? This man was talking about handicapped kids. He was talking about handicapped people. He was groping women, being disrespectful. It's amazing to me that they tried to find a library book that was turned in late from Obama just to prove that he wasn't on time and he wasn't on task, and they still couldn't find it and didn't want to vote for him because they said Michelle was a man, but you voted for a person who was a convicted felon. I'm totally confused.
And he has a mail order bride wife.
Who?
Melania.
He got what?
A mail order bride wife. She's not from here.
She's not from here.
You know, everybody knows that.
And did you hear that Russia had a thing where they was putting all her porn pictures on their TV?
Yeah,
they was showing her naked body.
She was
trying to block it so they son Baron wouldn't see it.
She was a model, but she did a lot of explicit. She took a lot of naked nude pictures.
She be sharp though. I ain't gonna lie.
She be sharp,
she be sharp. I be like, yeah, Jesus.
I tell you what, we go see it, and I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say we go see our first 64, 60 thing again.
What?
Yeah, we go see another JFK thing.
Oh,
don't say that on here. They gonna
That was AI. Nobody said that.
Nobody said that. It was a good day. Martin Luther King was in office. Martin Luther King is around.
Okay. So let me ask you this: what are y'all perspective about the deportation?
Oh,
If
I'm
they,
all
if,
for it. I'm
hey,
all
if they over here,
I'm all for it.
legally, they
Are
over here
you
legally
guys?
trying to be
guys?
right. They shouldn't
If
be
you
over here.
if,
But they over here trying to do
I'm
right.
Hold
all
on one
Let's
second.
make
I
them
think Miss D,
consider.
you got to mute your phone. It's a lot of noise coming in. Okay.
there you go. Thank you, Dave.
I say if they over here trying to do it the right way, let's do it. But if they over here with convicted felons and getting in trouble, not doing right, not trying
Yeah,
to
go on,
fix
get your
things,
ass up out of here. We got enough
get out of
bullshit over
here.
here
Nah,
already.
that's not
So
cool at
I don't
all.
care if
No.
they're not. They can be no criminal records.
Yes,
Go ahead and
no
say fuck
sex
'em.
offenders.
They can be if
they
they have
said the
not
boot.
been if they have not been naturalized, and if they are not here in this country legally,
Let's go. We
then
gotta
I
go.
want him to keep his campaign promise that he made to the people who voted for him. And I want him to put them on a plane and go ahead and do what you said you were going
So
to do.
I see where you coming from. You're saying because they voted for him, so they need to go. I get that part.
Mm-hmm.
I think that again goes back to it's not a problem till it's at our door. I don't like the way he's going about doing it. And I feel like they work hard, they do their job. They not doing no more killing than we doing. So at the end of the day, I mean, I don't think we would want to be deported to Africa. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. I think that it's only a bridge to something else, and it eventually is gonna make its feet to our doorsteps. So I'm not for it. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable, and I don't want him to do it. So that's me.
Why does it make you uncomfortable, D? Like you just don't like the fact how they're being treated?
I don't like, I mean, just imagine being in those countries and you want something better for your family, and you're coming from Africa, you're coming from dirt, you're coming from drinking out of a well, and you want to come somewhere that you can have a better life. If someone takes that from you, yes, are they over here illegal? Yes, but that comes with compassion, that comes with sympathy, that comes with empathy. All six of us sitting on this panel has never lived in that type of poverty. So to say that you want them to be kicked back over into a country that is sometimes third world, or it's just inhabitable. I have too much love and compassion in my heart to say kick them over. I can't do it. Now, are they over here legal? No. Well, it's a lot of shit I do that ain't right. It's a lot of shit that all of y'all do that ain't right, and it may not be legal. I just think that you have to have compassion for people like that, because you don't know what they're running from. Some of these people come in containers through the water. Do you honestly think they're doing that because it's wonderful over there? Why do you
What?
think they're doing it?
So
Go ahead, Glenn.
I was now I don't say it because they voted for him, but I say it because he made a campaign promise. And I also say it because I'm looking at the basis of what the law states. And so the law there is a way that you have to come. And I do think that he does need to look through, because there has been an influx. And here's the thing: at some point, we do need to look at. They went to Chicago. They got the red carpet treatment, and you have people that were already in Chicago.
That was born here.
You got former vet. I'm a veteran. I'm in the army right now. I serve. And do you think that if I get out, get my 214, you got veterans on the street that are homeless,
Yes.
black veterans that are homeless, and we worrying about shelter for people in other countries, and you got veterans that serve this country. I mean, that went and fought in all types of wars. I know black, and they homeless.
I understand where you're coming from, but if we're going to start deporting people, and I may not be nice when I say this, the worst attack that happened to America was 9/11. And it's still going on now. And we talking about deporting some damn Mexicans. I think we need to look somewhere else to start deporting other people. I ain't gonna say who it is, but I'm just saying if we gonna start deporting, we need to deport the motherfuckers who blew up the damn World Trade Center. We need to deport some of them. But these Mexicans, they over here doing their job, cutting our grass, putting the damn roofs on in 1 hour. They doing their thing. You ain't got to worry about the car being sitting up at the damn dealership. They go get your shit in and out, okay? So I'm saying, yes, we have killers and murderers in every race, but stop trying to magnify people who come over here for a better life, and they're not trying to come over to soil, over to American soil and commit heinous crimes. They're coming over here just for a better life, period. And are
get them
criminals?
I say get them a, what's the work? Get them a car. This is my thing. If I'm a billionaire, because I'm sure he has some working at Mar-a-Lago, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So if they're here and they're doing, because here's the thing, I'm not saying every single one has to be deported. And I'm not, for me, when I think about deportation, I ain't just thinking about Mexico. I'm thinking about some of these, like you said, some of these countries where they ain't crossed the border, but they done slipped in. Mm-hmm. And so I'm thinking about that too. And I'm also thinking about national security, right? And so, of course, I won't go because I don't want to go into a lot about national security, but I'm thinking about national security. This is what I think. I think that if you're here working and you're trying to feed your family, I am a school administrator, right? Since he's been in office, I have not seen some of my kids. I haven't seen them. I mean, I haven't seen them. Their parents don't send them. The children are sweet children. They're here legally, but mom and dad are not. Yep. So they have birthright citizenship, the children. Okay. But because of his policy, send all of them back. I think that's cruel.
But here's the issue that I have. You sending them home, but this is their home. Remember, it was stolen.
Oh yeah,
Arizona, Texas, Arizona, California.
Yeah, all that's theirs. Yeah,
so we're sending them back to a place, but essentially you saying that this is not where they're supposed to be, but it is. It's almost like when you build in an area, in a rural area, and you see all these deers and raccoon and it's an infestation. Well, guess what? We build on their land. Period. So that's why you see all of these damn possums and raccoons and animals that you never seen. It's not them being in our way. We actually being in their way. Because we're building on their land. Mm-hmm. So I think the deportation thing, there's a positive and there's a negative. I think that before you just go and picking people up from malls and schools and throwing them as if they are a murderer or like they are not people, I think there should be a different process.
You must didn't hear her, the National Security Secretary, when she said we're getting these dirt bags and these bums off the streets and these murderers. She said that yesterday. She said we're getting these dirt bags, scums and bums and murderers off the street. And again, I'm like, what?
As a person that I have people Panamanian in my family, so of South America, Hispanic culture. I am not saying that you send everybody back. I'm not saying that. If people are here working, then we must educate those that are here working and say, look, this is how you can stay. Mm-hmm. Right? I got references from people. You do concrete. Ain't nobody doing no concrete. You ain't gonna find. You go somewhere and find somebody that's willing to do manual labor nowadays. You're not going to be able to find it. So I'm saying we have to educate them so that they're here legally. But I get what you're saying, but I work in a place where I work with a lot of Hispanics. And you know what a lot of people are saying? They saying send them back. But I'm not saying that's right. But I've heard some, I'm like, what are you saying?
But here's the flip side to it. And I'm not telling people how to vote. They voted for this particular person that's doing that. And see, this is the part where I don't have sympathy, because a lot of them voted for that, knowing that your relatives and your aunts and uncles and stuff wasn't legal, but you still voted for this person instead of I get it. Maybe both candidates wasn't the best, but you vote for the lesser of, right?
Right.
Instead of y'all voting for a woman because y'all feel she can't run the country and she this and she that, you voted for a person that's not sending your mom and them back home. Now you want our sympathy. So that's when I don't have sympathy because you voted. Even like the video I sent where the lady who was crying, the Caucasian lady was crying, saying she have kids, she can't work, and she nervous about her SNAP benefits. She can't afford to feed. I don't feel bad at that point because guess what? You voted for this particular
But did
person.
she say she
Yeah,
voted or did not? Because I didn't. Did that lady say she voted?
I'm not sure if
Because I noticed
that
you said
particular
white
lady.
lady. You said white lady.
Oh, okay, and I can send y'all the video. There was a lady who said I made a mistake and voted.
Yeah.
She
I've seen
voted
two of
for.
those.
Yeah, she voted for him.
Okay.
And she wasn't aware because again, most people who vote don't do their research. That's why they only research their president. So when it comes down to the entire ballot and you start asking about your local district and stuff, people don't never know who the people are because
That's
people don't research. But she voted for him and she was like having a fit because she said, I can't afford food. I depend on SNAP. But it's like at that point, I don't feel bad for the people who voted for this. And one thing I can say about him, he told you what he was going to do, and he's doing it. That's
Laid
one
out.
thing I do
Yeah.
respect about him.
Yeah.
I'd rather for you to be.
I'd rather know my snake than let them jump
There
out
you
the
go.
grass on me.
That's right.
There you go. There you go.
But
And
like,
so,
Glenn say, I work. I'm the only black man in management in my job.
mm-hmm.
And sitting like Glenn say, sitting there talking, they like send them back. I'm like, oh, look, what they say, clutch your. I mean, I am a ball. Y'all want them to send them back?
Yeah, that's what but I don't think all of them should go. Again, I think there should be some pathways for people who are here illegally, but a pathway, I don't know if they call them a green card or whatever,
Yeah,
so that they continue working and providing for their families. I do believe that if they're here and they are benefiting our economy, which
they willing to do the
nice
food that we don't want.
right,
Yeah.
a nice portion of are benefiting our economy. If that is the case, and you're here, you're not breaking into people's house, killing people, whatever, all this other stuff. They're not all thugs. But this is what I say: we have got to stop trying to save
everybody
people from this happening. It has to happen because you know what? I'm gonna tell you here. Of course, I don't know where everybody else is located. I'm here in Texas, right? I come from North Carolina. And I had a rude awakening coming here because for the first time I met Hispanics that would tell me to my face, I'm white. I'm white. And basically distance themselves from the label BIPOC or people of color.
Oh, okay.
I met several that would say that. Several I met that have said that. And I'm like, this is different. And until African American communities and Hispanic communities realize that and come together and realize their power, then we will continue to have. So in times past, Black people have suffered under President Trump, right? Supposedly. And have in a way. But now it's down the street. To see, it was yesterday, it was on our doorstep. But now it's down the street on their doorsteps. So some things have to happen. Some people's benefits got to be cut in order for them to wake up and realize what it is. And then I'm gonna say this: you got some Black people that voted against their own interests. Why would you vote against your own family?
Right.
So some stuff got to happen.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with the Mexicans being here, but Glenn's earlier statement was like myself of being a veteran as well. I don't like the money they're spending on these people that's not even supposed to be here. We have like y'all been to Chicago. Y'all know it gets cold here. We got so many veterans on Lower Wacker that's down there, whether they want to be or not, but these people came to Chicago and they literally opened up schools that has been closed for 5-10 years to house these people. This idea had already came about to do that for the homeless, and they wouldn't do it. Soon as these people get over here, all of a sudden, all these buildings are open, all these old schools are just sitting. So all this money they're spending on these people that don't belong here, but they don't take care of people that are already here. That's my biggest problem.
I can see that, and I can and I don't know about veterans. I actually talked to a couple people, and they said that a lot of the people that's homeless, they didn't do necessary paperwork or whatever. And again, that's to me, that's water under the bridge. Yeah, no, I've heard people tell me that a lot of times, like when they was in service, they didn't sign all paperwork or something that they did or something like that. And so with that, whatever they didn't do it, I don't know. I'm not in the service.
I can debunk that and tell you.
Yeah, I would say that's not real.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Once you get your DD 214, you are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Mm-hmm. There's nothing to sign. Now, if they're talking about disability, getting disability, it's never too late.
I'm not sure, but again, because I asked, I'm like, well, why is there a lot of homelessness? And
you know, veterans they talking about?
Yeah.
But the country allocates money to where they want to allocate it to. So once you get that 214, that's it. You are a veteran, but a lot of veterans. Here's the thing: if I do 20 years and retire, I get a little pension, right? But a lot of servicemen and servicewomen don't do 20 years. Some of them might do 8, and they come out. But in the process of doing that 8, if they done 2 tours in Iraq, and they done come back home. And there's no support. It's like, I'm not trying to be funny when I say this. It's kind of like a used condom. You take it off and you've done what you needed. You got the use side of it, and then you throw it to the side. And I'm just using that as it. And that's how veterans feel. And then so imagine how I'm supposed to feel. I did 8 years in the Army, right, Kev? I done fought for my country. I done been to Afghanistan, everywhere else. I come back here and you got illegal migrants, and I'm a man of God. I'm passionate. Okay, and you gonna put them, give them a card so they can go eat, put them up in the nice
hotels and stuff.
And I done fought for the country, and they just walked over here.
Do you get paid for the 8 years that you served?
No, unless you got disability.
No, I'm saying like while you're in the service, you get paid.
Yeah, and then you get like you get free education and stuff.
That's not true.
They don't. Every person don't get free education and housing stipend and stuff.
No.
So wait a minute. So when you work for 8 years in the service, and while you're in there, you make money, right?
Yeah, first and 15th.
Yes.
All right.
And you also get your legs blown off, and some things money can never repay back.
Okay, so I got that part. Put a pin in that part. So all of the people that they come out the service and they've done 8, 6, whatever years, you've gotten paid through that time, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, do you pay for anything while you're there?
No, you don't get taxed. That's what I've heard.
Do you pay for housing? Do you pay for food?
No.
Do you pay for insurance?
No, you pay for food. You pay for food.
You see
I'm asking. I don't know.
But we pay federal taxes and state taxes. I don't pay state taxes because I live in Texas, but you pay federal taxes.
I did. I got my ass toe off.
Right.
Like stationed in California and from Illinois. So I got taxed twice.
Oh, see, yeah.
And they was killing me.
And you have to pay for your own uniforms. People didn't know that, did you?
Yeah.
$2,000 for your dress. He knows what I'm talking about when I say that. You have to pay for your uniforms. That's $600. You have to pay for your own boots, your socks. You have to pay for that.
Okay.
They
so
don't
do you have any extra money left over, or you're all?
Yeah, it depends. So you get paid according to your rank. So the more rank you get, the more money you receive.
Yeah. You have some money left over, and I get the point is, yes, we're compensated, but I'm saying from the standpoint of when people have been in combat zones the compensation
It
doesn't
quite. It doesn't equal.
And I see here, Alicia Hicks said most of them return with PTSD. That means divorce, right? Because sometimes the wives just can't handle it when they return, or the husbands can't handle it. Anxiety and depression, and so my patients suffer tremendously from it. So sometimes veterans need a little bit of help. That's the only thing I'm saying.
So why do people, if they and I guess this is more of a conversation, and it seemed like people in Congress would push for, right? Yeah. Instead of again, like Shay mentioned, before you go help somebody else home, you have to take care of your own home, right? You still got a lot of homelessness, even I'll take outside of the veterans, which I think anybody that served the country, man and woman, should be treated VIP, whether they went to serve in a active war or not, combating the after war a war or not. They should be served as VIP. I think they should not want for anything. I think they should be taken care of for the rest of their life. That's just me. But you have a lot of homelessness, but I don't see a lot of people, and because I don't know that world, because I've never was in the service, I don't see a lot of people standing up or pushing for that. I don't see people rallying for homeless vets at all. Nobody. I don't see. I just don't see it, and I don't understand it. So I asked a guy that one day I was talking to, and he was actually big. He said, a lot of times, he said, well, some people just don't sign their paper, something about paperwork. They don't do from the beginning. They don't understand certain things or sign certain things. So a lot of them, and I think he did mention that they have, some mental illness. But my question would be, if it's the mental illness before joining or after? Right?
It ain't before, because I'm gonna tell you, you undergo when you join.
You gotta go. You get tested.
Yeah, you go to MEPS, and guess what they do at MEPS? You gonna strip down. They're gonna see the bottom of your feet. They're gonna look at the top of your head. They're gonna spread your cheeks. They're gonna look at your.
Oh yeah, they treat us like cattle, Shay. Don't look like that. They treat us like cattle.
That's right. And guess what?
I just think that, I think, I'm not saying all, because I've never been a veteran, and I swear my hat is off to all veterans. I think you guys are amazing. However, I think that sometimes the money can be mismanaged, and then you come out of the service and then you have PTSD and you have all these different things going on, and then you're homeless, and it's kind of like, okay, are you homeless because of poor decisions that you made versus to the Mexican community coming over here because they have nowhere else to go? I mean, like, it's different. I kind of think it's different, because I think that sometimes with the veterans, maybe I just think it's a mismanagement of money and a lack of mental help getting out of the service, or a lack of you even going to get that help. So, and the flip side, you begin to get on drugs, you get hooked to different things, you don't get that support that you need, which ultimately comes from you taking that step. So I don't want to mix the person who somewhat may have had an opportunity to make a change that didn't, versus to a person who is living over here in this third world country and they come over to the United States to get a better life. I just don't feel like both of them are on the same page. And I'm not making it seem like veterans don't mean anything. I just think that if you're able to somewhat kind of control that situation, I don't know.
To know how much people in the military make, even on a full-time level, you take a private first class, they make nothing.
Okay.
They make like $30,000 a year.
$30,000 a year, and then that's tax. So it's not like they come back with this massive money. And if you're married, guess who's soaking up that check? If you're married and got 3 children at home, you get a little extra for them. You do get housing allowance, but guess who that wife is on that account, and she got to get that baby some milk. I know you over in Iraq, but she's pulling on that money because they got to live. So when he comes back with anxiety, PTSD,
he done watch his homie get blown up.
He done watch people die. That's traumatic alone. As the wife is like, I can't deal with it.
So now you ain't got no wife.
So now you ain't got no wife. Your wife done divorced you. You ain't got no pension, and you too toe up to go work anywhere else because people see in the interview you crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the truth of the matter.
Yeah.
So
and that's another thing too. I think I always thought that America meddle in other people's business, right? Instead of taking care of our own. I mean, again, I don't understand the Ukraine war. You know, I know the logist of it, but my thing is, why in the hell are we meddling in that? And we
Look how
got
much.
force.
Why we
We got
spending
force.
billions of dollars
We got
over there? We have no
we
reason to spend that money over
and,
there.
and we
Look
and
how
we
much
got
money we done sent
we
over to
got
Ukraine.
right. But I'm saying we got trees. Cities burning up in California. We got homelessness. Not just the vets. We got if you go in California, Skid Row. Like
No, Skid
Oh
Row
we have
is
man,
rough.
that's
we
rough.
have
Rough.
real life issues. And what I don't understand about America, both Democrat, both Republican, is why not take care of home first instead of meddling in other people's business, sending weapons and stuff. Hey, I get you need allies, but again, how you gonna give somebody else weapons and your house, your home is not protected?
well,
I don't get it.
now let me tell you, it is for national security. It is important that we protect our allies because that is key. Because here's the thing, and within NATO, if we go to war tomorrow with another country, what's going to happen is those countries are going to band together, right? So and we just don't know what's going to happen under this administration, and then you have China, and you have so. I'm not saying that we should, but sometimes you do have to make an investment in your allies because here again, you may need me tomorrow. Is that type of diplomacy?
Yeah.
But I'm definitely not opposed to helping migrants. Again, even when they cross the border, especially children. I'm
Yeah,
just
definitely children. Definitely children.
definitely children, right? And if people are running over here with their children because they don't want to be in Venezuela, I wouldn't want to be in Venezuela either. If they're doing if the reports are true, I wouldn't want to be over there either.
Yeah.
But I say this though, you let me take my black so and so over to some of these other countries, and you better believe I'm gonna have to have a visa, a passport, and I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, Tara just said that. Tara just said you can't. America's the only place you can just show up and say, I'm gonna stay here. You go anywhere else, they're gonna be like, excuse me, how long are you gonna be here?
Right.
Right. I agree. I mean, this was a great
Yeah, I know.
great discussion. And I do, before we actually close out, I do want to say I do thank everybody who served in the war, who served or some kind of active capacity. If it was the army, if you didn't even fight in the actual war, we appreciate your service. If you in, the Navy, the Army, the Coast Guards, and the other
Hold on. Don't forget the Marines. Don't do that.
the Marines. That's what I said. The other. Listen,
Don't do me like that, JJ. Don't do me like that, man.
Listen, I thank you all. I thank you all for fighting for this country. I do. I think that you guys should be treated VIP. I think that there is nothing that you guys should want or ask for. And that's something that I think Congress should focus on. Let's focus on the people that actually serve this country. Let's get these people, let's give these people VIP treatment. Yes, they coming over PTSD. I think I'd be crazy in the mind if I seen Lou kids blown up or my partner in crime blown. That's a lot on. And then after that, you got to come home to your family. They want the same
act regular. Act
regular. That's not right. And then don't have the support, because not only are you going through what you're going through, now your family broken up because they don't understand it. And then it's a domino effect. And then from that, it goes to the drinking and now the drugs and then the other stuff. So again, I think America do a horrible job in taking care of the people that they serve. And that's something that I want them to work on. Deportation, I get that. And to y'all point, we can't go anywhere and just live there. We have to have all of this stuff. So I'm kind of 50-50 with that. But what I really want them to do is take care of the people that serve. What else do you guys want to leave before we drop off? Y'all guys want to leave the people with something?
No, I mean,
Thanks for joining us.
right. Appreciate y'all per usual.
Right.
We do. Also, people, please make sure that you like, share, subscribe if you're on YouTube. Don't forget to share on Facebook. I want to see everybody in these comments. I'm gonna look and I want you guys to share. Remember, tell someone about the podcast. Tell your husband, wife, friend, your sneaky link, whatever. Tell your dog. Whoever can share this. And again,
that's a dog.
again, look, we do appreciate everybody for tuning in.
Make sure your dog is here legally.
Right.
Not Glenn. Those was shots fired. Not Glenn.
Pow.
We had to send them on back.
Wow. But until next time, we are out. We appreciate you guys. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and 5 p.m. if you on the West Coast. We do love you guys. Thank you for rocking with us. We are out. Peace.